The other thing I wanted to make was, Eric, I wanted to make my own condoms. Like, with pictures of me on them. So I want to see if anyone could do that. I'd like to just do some merch that most people don't normally do, like Eric and Gord condoms. That would be... You gotta think people are humping after our show. Guaranteed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm fucking the shit out of my head after every show.
Oh, absolutely. Just fucking beat it like it owes me money.
Oh,
as soon as we hang up the phone.
Half the time it's before I hang up.
Oh, jeez. Hi there. Happy Wednesday. It's July 25th, 2019, and I'm Eric. Talking at you as always from beautiful downtown Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, where a little while ago, me and my friends decided to help out a homeless guy. We all vouched for him. We got him a job. We introduced him to everybody who was important to us, and we gave him literally as much money as he asked for. It's been about 4 years now, and this guy has become a total nightmare. He's spending money like a crazy person. He has a massive drug problem that he refuses to acknowledge. He's alienated everyone around him, and he's still homeless. He's squatting in someone else's house. So none of us are really sure what to do with this guy. Should we cut our losses and tell him to piss off? Or should we let him be our prime minister for another 4 years?
Oh, that's funny.
Took a while to get to there, but...
Yeah, it did.
How you doing?
Delivery, though. That worked well.
How's it going, Gord?
I'm alright. I'm surviving.
How's it going, world? 22 American states, 5 Canadian provinces, 15 countries around the world. Thank you for joining us. That, of course, is our illustrious leader, Mr. Justin Trudeau, the homeless man I'm speaking of.
Only our country would produce a homeless fucking prime minister who's worth millions.
Who's squatting in the Governor General's house. I don't know where she's living. 24 Sussex Drive, the palatial mansion for our Prime Minister, is in such disrepair that it's now uninhabitable. The last time it had a renovation was 1951. Stephen Harper lived in that house for 10 years. In basically the same.
What the fuck he did to it?
He refused to put any taxpayer money into it. He's like, no, that's not a good use of your money. I'm not doing it. But he at least lived there. Trudeau was like, fuck no, I'm not living there. I lived there 30 years ago.
You gotta say thanks for not wasting the money.
Yeah, but
you fucking asshole. Jesus, sorry.
He basically the way he's put it is like it would be. He actually said it would be political suicide to spend money on that house. Like that's the only reason he's not doing it. Now the funny thing about
there's no way that would be considered political fucking suicide, considering what the fuck Trudeau has been doing.
Well, yeah, that's what Trudeau is saying. He's like, basically what he said was, you see what I've done with your money? You think I'm going to go spend it on myself now? The house, the fucked up thing about that house is $83 million worth of repairs is needed. But to tear it down and rebuild it would cost $39 million. But Heritage Canada won't allow that.
Well, maybe if we just do what we did with the U.S., maybe we just, bomb it, and they have to rebuild it. Accidentally burn it down.
The Conservatives, obviously, are saying that this is Justin's inability to make tough choices, but none of the other party leaders will commit to moving in if they win in October.
Well, apparently they just can't. There's holes in the wall, and leaking pipes, and this the fucking place is dilapidated.
Yeah, oh, it is. Well, 1951 was the last time we got a renovation. That's just ridiculous. I don't know why we dropped the ball. Like, the first thing they do in America, they move in and renovate the White House. Like, they always change it to their own personal.
That's the thing about Canada. That's one of the things that makes this fucking country sad, is that they want to claim that they want to hang on to the heritage of the country for so long, but they're willing to do it at the detriment of what that actually means. And that's just fucked up because, I mean, the building's falling apart.
Yeah.
It's not a heritage place if the fucking thing doesn't fucking work.
Exactly. I say, why not celebrate some great new architects of this year and get them to help build it and merge the two styles into something new and cool. And then 100 years from now, that will be our heritage.
Exactly.
You know, why do we have to have beaver pelts and Hudson Bay blankets everywhere till the day we die? Like, can't we move on just a little bit? We've got some of the coolest music, some of the best movie stars, some of the greatest artists. Like why aren't we celebrating that? Why are we still on beaver pelts and fucking dream catchers? No, and that's not. I don't mean to slag the First Nations cultures. It's just let's move on from that period and start celebrating some other periods in our fantastic history.
Like, dedicate a room to that.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Just dedicate a room. Hey, look, here's from the fucking, the pelting years. There it is.
I was actually embarrassed by our Olympic display when it's all Mounties in red suits and fucking First Nations people jumping around handing out bay blankets. It's like we had other things. We've got so much more to offer in this country.
Yep. Some of the greatest inventions in the world were done by fucking Canadians.
Right? Why aren't we celebrating that?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Heritage Canada can blow me. Except for that, the commercials on CBC. Those kick ass.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
Everybody else, I have a message for them.
Listen. Fuck up. Get out.
Yeah.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it, you fucking asshole.
That was that's my message to Heritage Canada. I think it's stupid. Tear the goddamn house down. Nobody in Canada, I promise you, nobody gives a shit.
No. There really isn't. When you're the only group that cares about it, it's time to just stop.
Yeah.
It's plain and simple.
Nobody cares. It's not like it's their house. It's not like they're tearing down Parliament Hill.
No.
That might, like, if they were going after a Parliament building, I might care a little bit. Even then, not so much.
But it's not. It's a fucking house.
Yeah.
It's just a house.
I didn't even know it was.
Like, how many fucking people have actually even visited this fucking place?
Nobody, except for that guy that Gretchen beat up in his bedroom.
Yeah, that's it.
And I would argue most people don't even know where he lives. I didn't for years. I had no idea he had a house that was like the White House.
I would exist, but I have no idea where the fuck it is.
Oh, it's on Sussex Drive, right between 21 and 25. It probably doesn't even have a gate.
Yeah, they did. It's probably rusted and fallen over by now.
But he's in. I want to know where Julie Payette lives. I don't know why. Like, she's not allowed in her house. That doesn't seem fair.
Who?
Julie Payette, who's our Governor General.
Oh.
He's living in the Governor General's house with his family.
And she's not living there too?
No. Him and his family took it over because they can't live in their house. So I don't know what the hell has happened to her. But for the last 4 years, he's been in her house. Like, they all get a house, right? Even the opposition leader gets a house.
Yeah, that's just no. I don't agree with that.
Oh, it's for security reasons. It's easier to protect everybody if we have them in there. You know, that's why the White House exists. Strictly
yeah, but the White House is actually known to have people attack their leader. The last time a leader in Canada was attacked was Christian had a pie to the fucking face.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, no, someone stuck into his bedroom. Well,
but nothing happened.
No, he closed the door and locked it.
Yeah.
And then the guy couldn't get in. Very frightening story.
Like, it's just pathetic. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it just doesn't matter in this fucking country. Because if Trudeau is not getting attacked in the fucking street for the shit that he's done,
He's not getting attacked in his house.
then he's not getting attacked in his house. Nobody cares.
That's hilarious. What a way to look at it. Don't worry, buddy. You're not worth attacking.
Like, I mean, Jesus. Like, I still laugh when Prochaine got the fire of the face. I thought that was just how Canadian.
And he ended up choking the shit out of that guy too.
Take a fucking apple crisp pie to the face, dick.
And Prochaine almost beat the shit out of him. Prochaine didn't take shit from people, man. I like that dude. We could use some Prochaine in our lives right now.
If that happened to Justin, he would break down in fucking tears and he'd fetal position on the fucking floor and he wouldn't know what to do with himself.
He'd be crying and trying to share the pie with people. Come eat my pie.
Please, not the pie.
I don't know though. He did pretty good in the boxing ring against the coked up senator. What was that guy's name? Brazeau.
Well, yeah, but it's easy enough to fucking do when you're, I mean, like they weren't actually fighting.
Oh, I think Justy was.
Yeah, but I think you saw him at his absolute most violent.
Yeah, probably. And Brazeau got fired right after that anyway, so.
Yeah.
He was on his way out anyway. That was a dirty dude. Youngest senator ever. And there's a reason they're not young guys. Because he took a bunch of our money and partied it up and looked real bad.
That's
That's
it.
there's a reason you don't put 20-year-olds in charge. Because they spend all the money on booze and don't show up Monday morning. Alright, enough about Sussex Drive. This is a boring topic, but I thought it should be brought up because big news in Canada.
It's just, again, it's just so Canadian.
And they're going to make it an election issue. This will be huge. That this is somehow a blight on our image. I don't think it is. I don't think anybody cares.
It's a blight on our image. I mean, think about it. Our leader's fucking home is falling apart. That's terrible.
We got a homeless guy running the country. In my opinion, that just speaks volumes for my ability to do it.
Absolutely.
And, and I can use that to my advantage. You've already voted for one homeless guy. Why not? If he can be a homeless prime minister, I got mayor in the bag next year. No problem.
Yeah. This should not be a fucking issue. We should just be able to walk in on the leadership at this stage.
Yeah. Well, give me a year. Give me a year and it'll be okay. I'm not taking any offices in 2019, but 2021 is the next mayoral election, and that'll be my foot in the door. And of course, now this time I'll have you ideally helping a little more with the campaign than you did last year.
Yeah.
Although you were a big help last year.
We're definitely going to make it fucking work this time.
Oh, absolutely. And I know we've got a bunch of America rooting for us. Hi, America. Thanks, guys. It's so cool that you guys listen to us. I just love that. I got a big love affair. I got such a huge crush on America. I just can't get over the fact that you guys like me.
I think it'd be better if we got nominated to run in the state.
I think we probably will. We're much more popular there, and for good reason. But I would like to
know if our listeners in the States, if they're all anti-Trumpers, if there's any Trump people that like them, listen to us. We have said good things about them.
I could compare a map. I know we're really blowing up in California. We're all over California right now.
They're all anti-Trumpers.
Which is very cool. I don't have the map in front of me, but the usual, the Virginia and what's the other big state? Doesn't matter. Texas. We're big in Texas, but I always have been.
I would love to go to Texas sober.
Well, you wouldn't stay that way for very long.
I just like to be able to remember it. I've always dreamed of Texas, and I was kind of disheartened when I found out I'd been there, but I just don't remember
I always dreamed of Texas.